Chanel here, your menopause nutritionist. Now today I want to share a little bit of something that I'm doing over on social media, but I wanted to give you the backstory about it so you understand a little bit more about why I'm bringing this together. So some of you who already follow me on social media might have seen a post I did this week, and I asked Gary what he wanted for dinner, and he said burgers. Actually, before I go on, I just want to remind you that my current program, my Thrive program, is currently going, and if you missed the boat on it, the next one will kick off in February 2026. Can you even believe we're saying this? So I don't want you to miss out. I have a wait list going for it. These do sell out. So you can jump on to my wait list. It's like my VIP list. My wait list gets the cheapest price of the program, but also inclusions and bonuses and things like that. So I will drop it here in the comments. Make sure you sign up and I will keep you up to date. And also if I run another free protein challenge, you'll find out about that there too. Just wanted to remind you that before we carried on. Okay, so I asked him what we wanted for dinner. This was Saturday night. And he's like, I want burgers. He goes, actually, let's go to grilled. And I'm like, honestly, like we had just had this really busy day. We'd been cleaning up around the yard. And when we go to grilled, we drop at least $50 because he ends up getting the chips, like the 3 different versions of chips. You get the normal chips, the sweet potato chips, and the zucchini chips. Anyway, long story short. So I'm like, you know what? Why don't I make a version of grilled? And I'll actually make it higher protein. And so when I go to grilled, I order a Simon Says burger, which for those listening out of Australia, grilled is like a hamburger restaurant, but it's a healthier hamburger restaurant. So it's already healthier. But then I pulled up on MyFitnessPal the details of how many calories is in a burger at grilled. And then I usually get the zucchini fries from there. So the zucchini fries, the small ones, are 350 calories. And I was like, holy heckers. Okay, so I'm going to do something about that. So I did a version of the grilled Simon Says and zucchini fries. And I think my version was like 500 calories and the grilled version was like 850 or something, like a lot more. So firstly, I was saving myself some calories for protein ice cream, right? But also I upped the protein. My meal was like 60 grams of protein because I did a high protein bun, like I changed the mayonnaise. So those recipes have just gone into my recipe library. And when I shared it on social media, people are like, this is great, like do more of this. So I wanted to actually then share a story with you guys that you might not know. And this is kind of what gave me the idea in the first place. And maybe I need to do pizza as one of them. So Jamie Oliver, the chef, I started following him when he first came out many years ago now, because he's a similar age to me. He's probably the same age. And he was like really inspiring to me because I've always loved to cook, and I've got pretty much just about all of his cookbooks. And I used to watch his show that was on called The Naked Chef. And back in the day, I'm just trying to think, this might have been, I feel like my second daughter was a baby. So 23 years ago, he did a tour and he toured Australia, and you could go to the show. And of course I went. And so we were away the weekend that the show came, and I decided to drive back for the show. And I was driving back and I'm like, I know he gets people up on stage. So what am I going to do to get picked out, because I need to be up on stage? So sure enough, he's like, jump up and down, jump out of your seat if you want to come up on stage. So I jumped up and I did like the set, like, you know, Staying Alive Saturday Night Fever, like hand on your hip, like finger in the air business. And he picked me straight out of the crowd. and we made pizzas together. So the reason I'm telling you this is exactly what I did on Saturday night is what we did on stage. So I got up on stage and he goes, right, what's your name? And I told him and he goes, okay, Chanel, we are going to make pizza. I'm going to ring the pizza place now, order a pizza. Within the time that it takes him to deliver it, we're going to make a pizza. And that's what we did. So in 10 minutes, we'd made this pizza. It was amazing. The only thing is, he took the pizza out of the oven and like it was piping hot. And he's like, here you go, have a piece. And I burnt the roof of my mouth, like, because it was so hot. But it was delicious. And we made the pizza before the pizza delivery guy showed up. So this was really what has inspired me to do this little take on fakeaways, if you like, because Gary and I actually don't eat out that often, but honestly, some of it is because of the same process that I did with Jamie Oliver, that by the time I actually jump in the kitchen and whip it up, like it took me 10 minutes to make those burgers. There was nothing crazy about it. It's just that by the time we got dressed and got in the car and drove to, I'd already made it. So I wanted to share you the backstory, but also let you know that I'm going to continue doing some of these things because this is probably one of the areas as a nutritionist that helps women with their food and nutrition. I see people feel like they maybe miss out because then they're like, well, now I don't get to have grilled. Well, you can make a version that saves you calories, that tastes exactly the same, that actually is more protein for like a fraction of the cost. So would you not want to do that? You know, so you've got the option, like if you want to go to grilled, you can go to grilled, like you're a grown adult, you can do whatever you want. But you know, I feel like people really want these options because then they don't feel like they're missing out and they get the best of both worlds. They get to enjoy the food, it's doing the job for them, and tick, tick, tick on the box because they want, you know, body composition goals, they've got, you know, like they want to feel better, all of those things. So anyway, I probably haven't shared that story with you about cooking with Jamie Oliver, but it was super fun and it's a memory I'll obviously never forget. And I was just telling a friend about it on the weekend and I was like, I probably haven't shared this with my people. So there you go. I have actually met Jamie Oliver. I have cooked with him. It was probably very much a highlight and you probably didn't know this. So I wish I had a photo of it. I really don't think I do, but that is a little snippet, I should say, tidbit that you probably didn't know about me. And keep following along on my social media because I will do some more fakeaways and options so you can enjoy making these things at home and not feeling like you're missing out. I hope that you have found this interesting, and if anyone else has met Jamie Oliver or cooked with him, please let me know. I would love to hear it here. If you have any questions about anything I've talked about today, let me know. Otherwise, I hope you're having a really great day. Thanks for being here. I truly appreciate it. And I will talk to you next time. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you do so you don't miss out on any of my videos.